For decades, Sean Hannity has been in the limelight as one of the most prominent conservative voices in America and a media giant. From his early days as a talk radio broadcaster in the 90s to his current position as one of Fox News' primary hosts, Hannity's life has been under constant scrutiny. Despite his notoriety, he kept his private life under wraps until 2020, when news of his divorce from Jill Rhodes, his wife of nearly 20 years, broke. It was a surprising remark that surprised many of his fans. Many saw Sean Hannity and Jill Rhodes, who had been married for over 26 years, as an unbreakable team. They may not have made many public appearances together, but Hannity's meteoric rise to fame was widely believed to be the product of a discreet, trustworthy partnership. It became apparent, however, when details emerged, that their marriage had been steadily deteriorating for some time. What happened after that? Also, why did Sean Hannity's long-term, reliable companion file for divorce? The lives of Sean Hannity and Jill Rhodes were profoundly affected by the events that transpired between them, which in turn accelerated Sean's ascent to fame. Their stories demonstrate the impact of their unique childhoods, despite the fact that Hannity's marriage became famous. Franklin Square on Long Island was Sean Hannity's childhood home before he was born on December 30, 1961, in New York City. Hannity learned hard work ethic and traditional values in his working-class Irish-American home. In order to pursue his passion for talk radio, he briefly attended Adelphi University and New York University before dropping out. Hannity got his start in the industry as a general contractor and builder, but he eventually found radio work in California and Alabama thanks to his natural communication and argumentation skills. The position Hannity held as a radio host for WVNN in Huntsville, Alabama, was a major turning point in his career. His conservative remarks, fiery vocabulary, and strong views made him famous overnight. This early achievement paved the way for his career as a prominent conservative media figure. Hannity first came to national prominence after co-hosting Hannity and Combs, a program that he co-hosted after joining Fox News in 1996. Over time, his unique blend of political insight and biting criticism cemented his image as a well-known personality. But Jill Rhodes chose a quieter way to get where she was going. Born in Alabama on August 27, 1962, Rhodes attended the University of Alabama to study journalism and got a degree in the field. She first gained fame for her astute political writing and insightful views while contributing to the Huntsville Times. While Hannity was an employee at the Huntsville Times, Rhodes first crossed paths with her. While she was working as a local radio announcer, Sean frequently sought her opinion on political issues. Their professional relationship quickly blossomed into a romantic one, and in 1993, the couple tied the knot. Rhodes stayed out of the public eye to focus on raising their two children and running the household, while Hannity became famous. In the beginning of Hannity's career, she was often credited for helping to steady his popularity. Rhodes is modest and values her family more than her job, which is in contrast to Sean's energetic and vocal personality. Their divergent paths highlight two personalities that are both unique and complementary. It didn't stop them from divorcing after over 20 years of marriage. The foundation of their existence together was Rhodes' composed power and intellect. Yet Hannity became famous for his ambition and candor. Their backgrounds were complementary, yet distinct, and they formed a partnership that lasted even after they went their own ways. How did such a powerful couple end up divorcing one another? Keep watching, because we're going to find out. Their love affair began with a special yet irresistible bond built on mutual admiration, love, and principles. Initially, they did not meet face to face. However, Hannity was captivated by Rhodes' insightful prose and sharp intellect. Her work resonated with him since it displayed not just her remarkable journalistic abilities but also a perspective that was congruent with his own values and principles. Hannity became enamored with Rhodes after he began communicating with her over the phone. They formed a relationship that paved the way for their affair. As the conversation shifted from business to personal, they learned more about each other. Recalling their budding romance as a coming-of-age that resulted in a recollection, Hannity later said that he was head over heels for her from the start. Rhodes and Hannity finally crossed paths in 1991, when the latter invited Rhodes to a mayoral discussion he was sponsoring. Their friendship was solidified following this first meeting, and their bond quickly blossomed. Hannity's charisma, humor, and self-assurance complemented Rhodes' intelligence, experience, and grounded character. Their shared commitment to traditional values provided a solid basis for their family life. Hannity and Rhodes were married in 1993 in a ceremony that reflected their unique and meaningful worldviews. Their modest wedding ceremony was a beautiful symbol of their love and commitment to one another. Both parties saw the union as a partnership based on mutual aid and shared goals. Jill Rhodes was a major influence in Hannity's rising stardom. In her role as a journalist, she offered helpful feedback that he might use to refine his craft. Hannity repeatedly recognized her influence, talking on how she calmed him down and helped him in his career. They were a model of a cooperative partnership because they married with their families first and supported one another's aspirations. The couple became parents to a son and a daughter. They grew up in a household that emphasized the importance of having a strong faith, loving family, and a purpose in life. Despite Hannity's hard profession and public presence, the pair managed to find a balance. Rhodes would often step away from the spotlight to focus on their family life. Respect, common values, and mutual support were evident from the start of Hannity and Rhodes' marriage. Their early years as a couple demonstrate the building blocks of a wonderful union based on love, respect, and shared goals, even if they later had marital problems that led to their divorce in 2020. Hannity has admitted that Jill was essential in his early career, providing him with advice and suggestions for his radio shows and helping him hone his arguments. While Sean juggled a hectic media career, Jill remained mostly out of the limelight but was said to be his support, helping him behind the scenes. That encompassed hosting a radio show that was syndicated nationwide and a primetime Fox News program. Even for couples who tried very hard to remain out of the spotlight, the pressures of fame and public prominence eventually began to put a strain on their relationships. What went wrong when there was already an established foundation of mutual respect and understanding? Sean Hannity and Jill Rhodes' partnership began with mutual regard and common values. However, in 2020, they decided to end their partnership, as is typical with many long-term partnerships. The pressures of Hannity's prominent job were a major source of tension in their marriage. Working as a famous radio and television presenter puts Hannity through a lot, including grueling hours and lots of travel. Naturally, this caused Rhodes, who preferred a quieter, family-oriented existence, to distance herself from him. They drifted apart as a result of their divergent life paths and aspirations. Reportedly, the couple lived apart for a while before they formally separated. Despite their marital problems, they put their children's needs first and put on a unified front for the sake of their two children. According to their acquaintances, the couple's amicable split was founded on the mutual understanding that they had grown distant from one another. Another thing that played a role was Hannity's contentious reputation in the public eye. Being a prominent conservative voice in the media, his work was often the target of criticism and controversy. The constant scrutiny and condemnation directed on Hannity may have indirectly impacted their relationship, despite Rhodes' efforts to stay out of the limelight. Rhodes and Hannity were still supportive of each other after their breakup, who were able to co-parent their children with success. Their amicable divorce demonstrated their commitment to maintaining a positive home environment for their children, despite their decision to part ways as a marriage. The challenges of balancing personal and professional responsibilities, particularly in the face of public criticism, are brought to light by their experience. The timing of this is supposedly after a very tumultuous period in Sean's reporting on the Trump administration. The Hannity's marriage eventually fizzled out. Hannity has been in the news due to his proximity to the former president, as he is one of Trump's most vocal and loyal supporters. Some have speculated that the increased scrutiny put strain on the couple's relationship. Reports indicate that being associated with someone as publicly contentious as Jill was hard for her. Many in the family claim that Jill felt increasingly isolated from Sean's life due to the demands of politics and the media. Despite Hannity's professional success during the 2016 election, a source claims that his personal relationships took a hit due to the couple's breakup. It is believed that this episode started the demise of their marriage, however the details are still unknown. Despite all of this, Sean and Jill managed to keep their breakup a secret for a long time. In their 2020 joint statement, they revealed that they had been apart for some time and had reconciled their differences. Someone who was close to the family at the time said that Sean and Jill will always put their children's needs first and work together. Over 4 years ago, Sean and Jill came to a mutually agreeable resolution. Consistent with their management of the marriage, they decided to end it peacefully and discreetly. It seemed like Sean and Jill still valued secrecy about their personal lives, even after their divorce. When faced with the consequences of his public persona and media duties, how did Sean Hannity manage them? Public knowledge of Hannity's divorce prompted questions over the potential impact of his personal life on his public persona. Despite maintaining his status as a prominent player in conservative media, some wondered if the strain of his divorce would impact his career. His load seems to have become heavier in the years following his split. When the media personality was going through a rough patch in his personal life, his colleagues say he buried himself even deeper in his work as a distraction and a source of stability. But by staying out of the limelight and focusing on being a mother, Jill Rhodes has managed to keep her privacy. Her desire to keep her personal life private is evident from the fact that she has refrained from discussing the divorce in any interviews or public remarks. Outside of the prominent field in which her ex-husband has worked, Sean Hannity and Jill Rhodes began a new chapter in their lives after their 2020 divorce, focusing on reframing their roles as parents, co-parenting partners, and individuals on separate but connected paths. They have shown that they are committed to giving their two children a stable environment, even if they have broken up, and coexisting in an amicable manner. A mature decision to accept personal growth and autonomy terminated their 25-year marriage, rather than a painful split. Since Hannity and Rhodes had evidently lived independently for some years before officially declaring their divorce, the transition to life after the split was less of a dramatic change and more of an official acknowledgement of their divergent paths. This gradual separation allowed for a more amicable adjustment to their new circumstances. After his divorce, Hannity continued to put in long hours at his hard career as a journalist. His work as host of Fox News Hannity and radio's The Sean Hannity Show continues to take center stage. In the meanwhile, Hannity has stressed his paternal duties and tried to be present in his children's lives. In spite of the pressures of his prominent position, Hannity seems to prioritize spending time with his grown-up children. Despite the widespread knowledge of Hannity's business life, he has kept his personal life under wraps, limiting his exposure to criticism and public scrutiny. Since she has always preferred a low-key existence, Jill Rhodes remained focused on her family and solitude following her divorce. Even though she stays out of the spotlight, she is quite involved in her children's lives and they are very close to her. Rhodes has always placed a premium on establishing a stable, traditional family environment that emphasizes her faith and traditional values. As the family faces the difficulties of joint parenting, she remains a guiding light and rock for everyone involved. One remarkable aspect of their lives after divorce is the seeming togetherness they uphold for their children. Supposedly, Rhodes and Hannity are committed to co-parenting in a manner that fosters a caring, encouraging environment for their children. Their relationship has grown into a collaboration focused on supporting their children's growth, learning, and mental well-being. Their friends and family have praised their collaborative parenting style as a model for how to get back together after a separation. Things like social engagements and emotional distress have been kept under wraps since the divorce. Even while Hannity's potential new links have been mentioned in passing in the media, he has never confirmed or denied them publicly. He appears to be intent on finding a middle ground between his professional aspirations and his responsibilities to his family. Even though Sean Hannity has remained tight-lipped about his life since his divorce, rumors have circulated about whether he has found love again. Ainsley Earhardt was another prominent Fox News figure, and in 2020, rumors circulated that he was connected to her. Even though Hannity and Earhardt haven't confirmed it officially, sightings of the two at public events have led to speculation that they are dating. With the divorce, Hannity closed a significant chapter in her life. His marriage to Jill Rhodes undoubtedly helped his career in the beginning, but he has maintained his grip on the media even after their divorce. A civil separation characterized by an emphasis on family values marks the new chapter for Hannity and Rhodes. Despite their separation, they remain committed to their shared goal of offering a secure and nurturing home for their children. This approach demonstrates their ability to gracefully and optimistically navigate challenging personal adjustments. In building new lives while honoring shared responsibilities and a shared past, their journey exemplifies the need of peace, deference, and adaptability. The breakup of Sean Hannity and Jill Rhodes' marriage highlights the challenges of maintaining a relationship in a public setting. They demonstrated their commitment to their families by choosing to split up amicably and putting their children first, despite the evident difficulty of the situation. Everyone has issues in life, even the famous and wealthy, and Hannity's audience saw this in his divorce. After all, despite his prominence and power, Sean Hannity is just a guy dealing with the complexities of love, loss, and life.